Think we're good to go. Good evening. Welcome to Mays High School's Go Team meeting, where we will follow the agenda as it has been emailed to you and publicly noticed. I would like to remind everyone that this is a meeting of Go Team. Only members of the Go Team may participate in the discussion. Any members of the public present are here to quietly observe. For members of the Go Team, please identify yourself when you speak. I am pleased to call this meeting of the Mays High School Go Team to order at 5:17. Our first order of business is to call roll. The secretary will now take roll.
Thank you, Ms. Brown. I'll start with the roll call. Everyone is not on camera, so if you could just please say present so I can identify you and mark you as present. Dr. Garner, Kajara Anderson, Pamela Bryant, present. Courtney Taylor, Andrew Dunn,
Present.
Elizabeth Raymond Syringe. Is that how you say her last name? Okay. Frances Connor,
Present.
Khalifa Lee. I see him, but I didn't. Are you present, Mr. Lee?
Yes, I'm here. Apologies.
That's okay.
Technical difficulty.
Thank you. Rejoice Jones.
Present.
Thank you. Siobhan Brown. Chloe Brown. Chloe, can you just say present for me? Unmute and say present.
Oh, present. But my last name's not Brown. It's Sands.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I apologize. They sent me Brown.
It's okay.
Is it SANDS?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And Brandell Davis.
Present.
Thank you so very much. We do have a quorum established. And we can begin to order of business.
Thank you. Our first order of business is to approve the agenda. This was provided to you and copies are here. Are there any changes to the agenda? May I have a motion to approve the agenda?
Ms. Brown, this is Ms. Brown. I motion that we approve the agenda.
Thank you. A second?
Second motion.
Thank you. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, so the secretary can record your vote. All opposed, please say nay. Are there any abstentions? Please say abstain. Okay, we will review and approve the meeting minutes from our last meeting. The minutes have been provided to you. Are there any corrections? If there are no corrections, may I have a motion to approve the previous meeting's minutes?
Motion to approve.
Can you please state your name?
Andrew Dunn.
Thank you.
May I have a second?
I second the motion. Is Pamela Bryant.
Thank you. All in favor, please say aye.
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 All opposed, please say nay. Are there any abstentions? Please say abstain. Okay, our first action item is, what's our first action item? We already did that. We did that. Oh, we got discussion items first up, graduation rate. We will now move to the discussion items on our agenda. Dr. Garner?
Yes, good evening again, everyone. We have quite a few things to get done this evening. So I want to dive right in. We're going to look at, of course, our graduation rate. We're going to look at some other data as we begin to build our strategic plan over the next 5 years. All right, so our graduation rate ended up being 88.4. That is, I believe, 3 to 4 tenths of a percentage point higher than where we were last year. So we're pretty much exactly the exact same grad rate, which, you know, two things, we didn't drop any. We really want 90% graduation rate. So we will be striving to push that this year, but we are at 88.4. All right. Next slide. So again, we are about, as a team, begin to build our strategic plan. Now, we'll use a lot of the goals and look at a lot of the things that we had in our last strategic plan and see what we need to shift, to see what we need to change. I'll give you my stance on a lot of the things that we're doing and why we're doing it, and collectively together we can agree or make some changes or make some tweaks. All right, next slide. All right, so that's what I just said, building the strategic plan for the next 5 years. All right, so who are we? We are Atlanta Public School System. Why do we exist? That is to educate and empower Atlanta students to shape the future. I won't read all of this information to you, but this is essentially what our superintendent has charged us to do. We are a community of believers, and we're getting back to the basics. So, you know, that is strengthening our team, shared responsibility, making sure that our system is efficient and effective, strengthening our instructional core, caring for each and every child, and then sparking student curiosity. And within those are action steps. So this is really a model of what the strategic plan will look like. Any questions about this, or do you want some time to read over it? I'll take the silent test.
Yeah, quite a few of us attended the Go Team Summit, so we did have an opportunity to review this information beforehand.
Perfect. All right, good. Okay. Next slide. So goals and key performance indicators. And this is, you know, for the district, right? So by 2030, we want to increase the percentage of third grade students scoring proficient or above in ELA by 20 percentage points, increase eighth grade students proficient and above in math by 20 percentage points. And then for high school, for us, we want to increase the percentage of students meeting at least one CCR PI college and career readiness indicator by 20 percentage points. And you can see on the right side is where it's saying caring for every child. So it's looking at absenteeism, sense of belonging, discipline, for students with disabilities, for Black students, student-staff relationships, student success plans, and school climate. A lot of that's coming from the surveys that we take towards the end of the year. Next slide. So let's get into our development of our strategic plan. So first we'll look at our mission. This is kind of a reverse pyramid. We'll look at our mission and vision at the very top, and then our strategic goals. And then from there, it is our focus areas, our objectives, our key performance indicators, which is under governance. And then management will be how we do things. It's our strategies and actions. All right. I do think it's important to look at the box to the far right where it's saying, why are we educating and empowering Atlanta's students to shape the future? And that's one, for literacy purposes, numeracy, and then college and career readiness. All right. Next slide. So governance is the area that we will focus on this evening. What is our purpose? What do we do? What is our picture of the future? What results do we want to satisfy our stakeholder needs or our community? And then what are the main focus areas, pillars of excellence of our work? And then what continuous improvement activities are needed to get results? Next slide. So our purpose is to cascade the district's strategic plan to the school level while grounding our focus in the school's continuous improvement plan. This will create alignment, reduce confusion, and simplify efforts. And then our timeline is 2030. All right. Next slide. So I won't read all of this, but our 3 key resources to review. We want to look at our strategic plan that started 2020 until this past school year. And then we want to look at our continuous improvement plan, which is this year. And then we'll look at our KPI, key performance indicator summary sheet. Next. All right. So again, reviewing the data, aligning our mission, vision, and purpose, confirming our 2030 goals, identifying our strategic objectives, and then approving our strategic plan and ranking our strategic objectives for 27. All right. So by the time we finish this process, we would have done all of those things. Tonight or this evening, this is our business meeting 1, where we're going to review the data. No, we've already had business meeting 1, I'm sorry. Where we looked at MAP, GMAT, graduation rate, and CCRPI. We're at business meeting 2, where we're going to review our school key performance indicators or KPIs. We're going to align our mission, vision, and purpose. And then we're going to confirm our 2030 goals. And then you'll see business meeting 3 and business meeting 4. Next slide. All right, just say what I just said. All right, reviewing the data. All right, so this is our KPI or key performance indicators. Some really good data here for us to look at and set goals around. A lot of this data is outdated, and it will update when official CCRPI numbers hit, which should be later this month, I'm hoping. Right, graduation rate is already hit, so everything else should hit hopefully by the end of October. But this is kind of set up around a focus area, category, metrics, what our current data is, what we have to do to hit our goal in 2030, and then what the 2030 goal is. So college and career readiness is really the measure of students who meet at least one CCRPI. College and career readiness, that could be pathway completer, that could be SAT, ASVAB, ACT. All of those things count. I'm talking to my kids now. So when we're saying, hey, are you in your pathway 3 course? Have you taken your EOPA? Have you taken the SAT or the ACT? Have you taken ASVAB? All of these things count towards, what's best for you, but also for our school. And then the other categories are English language learners, state identified schools, which we are, but we won't be anymore after this year. And we're on there for special education, attendance, discipline, pathway completions, accelerated enrollment, that's your dual enrollment courses, AP, IB classes, which we offer all of those, staff engagement, teacher experience, teacher compensation. There's a goal around that. Thought that would be interesting. And then family engagement and so on and so forth. So just for instance, when you look at teacher compensation, the average salary being $84,631, and then what the 2030 goal is, which is $100,000. All right. Next slide. So aligning our mission, vision, and purpose. Next. So our Go team will decide if we would like to update the school mission, vision, or purpose statements. And then the activity, we will share the current mission and vision. Members will hold up fingers to indicate their level of satisfaction with the current mission or vision. And then we will proceed with the discussion based on the team's feedback. So 5 is you love it. 4, I almost love it, down to 0, you strongly dislike it. Everybody clear on that? So 5s are good, 4s are good. And depending on how we rank this, we can decide if we want to make drastic changes. Next slide. All right, so our mission and vision are at the top. This work was done before I got here, and I gotta say, I think it's a great mission and vision. The mission of Benjamin Elijah Mays High School is to inspire learners in a secure, nurturing, and collaborative environment to promote social and global awareness through academic ownership. All right, that is our mission. So every day when we come to school, that's what we're trying to do ultimately. Inspire our students in a secure, nurturing, and collaborative environment to promote social and global awareness through academic ownership. Let you sit on that for a second. And then our vision is to be a high-performing school where open-minded graduates are college and career ready, responsible digital citizens and critical thinkers within a globally competitive society. That's our mission and that's our vision. Okay. I don't know if the next slide is gonna have, but we'll go ahead and talk about it or take a vote. Let's start with the mission. 5 being love it. Oh, okay. All right. Guiding question, does our current mission and vision align with these statements? Statement at the top. Who are we? We are Atlanta Public School System. What's that? What do we think? 5 down to 0.
I think we're in alignment on both statements. So I rate it a 5.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Bryant. I see a 5 from Mrs. Brown. Mr. Carner, Mr. Dunn, students, Chloe, Brendel, what are y'all thinking?
I just have one question. It says responsible digital citizen. Digital and being a citizen is 2 different things. So I was just trying to figure out, like, do we want them to be responsible when they're on the internet when they graduate, or do we want them to be responsible citizens, period? So that's what when it came to the vision statement. So I hadn't really paid attention to the mission. I have, but I'm still thinking on the mission. But I was just kind of asking that question for the vision. So I had made a 3 right now.
I think we're in alignment. I give it a 4. I just just always think there may be some room for improvement with how we are align our goals with our missions.
Any other feedback?
So, Mr. Carter, are you saying we should just remove digital? Just
I wouldn't say
citizenship all around, or?
I guess when we say citizens, I guess we should defining like. It's a good question, That's why I asked it.
I think, Mr. Connor, when it was done, we were taking into consideration that we're transforming into a digital society, whether it's via social media, whether it's via, just a digital society, period. Everything from our phone calls to our Zoom meetings. And so it was just a description of that type of citizen as it relate to how the society is turning. If that makes sense. Did that make sense?
Oh no, I know what a digital citizen is. I was just wondering, are we preparing them for that? Because that's like your online persona is totally different from who you are as a person every day. So I was just kind of wondering, like, are we focusing on them being digital citizens or who they are every day? Because for me, I think it's important to show up every day, like in your local city government, in your community. Those things would be more important to me to know the core of a person versus what they're doing on the internet, if that makes sense. That's all I was thinking. But it is, I mean,
Oh, okay.
I'm on the, yeah, I'm on the, either way for me.
Okay.
Both of them are, if we prepare them to be great citizens in society, that's wonderful. And if we do digital, that's still wonderful. It's a win on either side.
Or both, right? That's the ultimate goal. We want well-rounded kids leaving our school that's ready to do whatever they aspire to do when they leave.
So if
Yeah.
we take out digital, is that all encompassing then, citizen, period? What
So
does
we just said
digital?
well-rounded, like Principal Garner just said, well-rounded citizens and critical thinkers within a global competitive society. I mean,
I like that.
that's fine with me.
Yeah.
That includes everything, encompassing, all encompassing.
Yes.
Okay. Next slide. I think we can add the adjustments there. All right. So we just said that Ms. Kirkpatrick, I don't know, you taking notes for, oh no, Ms. Bryant.
I am, but if
okay.
someone wants to take behind me, that's fine. I'm trying to get out everything I can get.
Yes, ma'am. So we know we'll do a little wordsmith and write in that part of the
Yes.
vision to take out digital and add well-being. We'll get that updated before our next meeting or after this meeting. Any other changes to the mission or vision? All right, I'm not gonna prolong it. Keep going. Next slide. So next we want to confirm our 2030 goals. We want to extend our continuous improvement plan goals to 2030 and then identify if there are any additional goals for the strategic plan beyond those identified. And if so, we want to capture them, no more than 1 to 2 additional goals. All right, next. All right, so at the very top are our continuous improvement goals. Continuous improvement is this year. All right, so think what we're doing this year, strategic plan goals over the course of the next 4 years or 5 years up to 2030. So, and our teachers, you have seen, and everybody should have seen our SIP. So the goals are a lot lengthier than this, but for these purposes, we just kind of condense them so we wouldn't have to, read as much. But essentially what our goal is for this year is to increase our CCRPI percentage from 44.6 to 50%. And again, that means the percentage of students who have not missed more than 10% of the school year. So it's still really low. We had 44% of the kids who did not miss 10, 18 or more days last year, which means we had almost 60% who did. And this year we're looking to have a 50-50, right? Or more. So we want at least 50% of our kids to not miss more than 10% of the school year. And then we want to decrease our out-of-school suspension rate down from 1.79 to 1.5. And that's this year, right? For our EOCs, we want our developing and proficient students in biology, algebra, U.S. history, and 10th grade lit to increase by 5 percentage points. All right. So in the SIP, you can see the exact numbers, 63%, the exact numbers. Number 3, by the spring of 2026, we want to have a 92% graduation rate. That's the goal. All right. And then 4, we want our college and career percentage to increase by 5% from 44% to 49%. And that's, again, the percentage of students who are earning us credit, seniors who are earning us credit either from dual enrollment, AP, IB, your EOPA level 3 class, and a host of other ways. So we want at least 49% of our students to match or hit at least one of those categories. And then at the very bottom, what I've done is extended those out to 2030. So we would like for our CCRPI attendance to be at 62% in 5 years. All right. Our Georgia milestones will increase steadily by 3% every year up through 2030. We would like to maintain a 92% graduation rate. I don't want to get outrageous and say we'll have 100%, grad rate, because it fluctuates year by year, different group of students in different situations. And then we would like for our college and career readiness index to increase by 3% per year to be at least 61% by the year 2030. And again, that's the percentage of students who are earning us credit in all those different categories, seniors. Any questions or clarification in what I've just explained or spoke about? All right, next slide. All right, so you see at the very top, we're just looking at the red rectangle and looking at our SMART goals, all right, which is what they were this past year. So we haven't hit 92% yet, so we haven't hit that. We have had increases in our Georgia milestones over the past 3 years. We have had increases in our in literacy and math. Over the past 2 years, we've had double-digit gains in both of those, more than 5%. So we've hit those goals. And then we hit our goal this past year in our CCRPI attendance. So if we keep, the goal keeps extending or moving forward, we just need to keep steadily hitting our goals. And that's how you know your school is getting better, because you can incrementally, sometimes you make big gains and you can't maintain that or sustain that. But when you make incremental gains, and there's going to be some variation, that means that you really are improving, right? And that's what we want to do, continue on that trajectory. Next slide. All right. So the guided question is, after reviewing our current strategic plan and school key performance indicators, are there any additional goals we would like to include with our 2030 SIP goals for the 2025 through 2030 strategic plan? Any goals?
I think it's important not to have too many goals and not to be stressed out too thin. I think
Right.
these are very good, and they are strategic as far as what we need to keep moving forward. So I don't know. The only thing I could possibly think of is just making sure that the whole child is well, But other than that, I like the goals we have.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I was gonna say the same thing. Ms. Brown was saying, like the goals, we don't need too many. But if we did do anything, it'll be to make sure that we are the whole child, as she said.
In
So that's all
address.
within that wellness and that SEL. We just from being in the classroom and experiencing our students moving forward, I think that it's going to be important to have something visible in that regard.
What could a goal around whole child? And I know in our current SIP, we have a goal around whole child. And I don't have that right in front of me. But yeah, what are you guys thinking as it relates to a goal, something that we can track around whole child? While you're talking about it, let me see if I can pull that up.
So Mr. Connor did just mention SEL. So a lot of times SEL does get overlooked, but we know that building relationships with the students, making sure that the students feel comfortable and have at least 3 adults in the building that they can go to in the event of they're feeling stressed or they need a different outlet is very important. But SEL helps build those relationships, and also in the SEL, you can set your goals for behavior inside of it. So, your goals for academic progress inside of it. So we want our students to behave a certain way, and to make sure that they're not having these infractions from the code of discipline, but we don't give them exactly how they're supposed to behave with the particular goals that are being infracted upon the most. So those SEL lessons can not only, provide students with wholeness, well-being, a sense of warmth, but can also make sure that we model to the students what we want specifically as far as discipline behavior is concerned. And it also builds an extra opportunity for consequences and for conversations about consequences and other ways to deal with conflict resolution, things of that nature. So if we had more of a SEL component that was mandatory, maybe that would help build a sense of whole child because it can cover, like I said, academics, behavior, mental wellness. It can cover a gambit of things.
Rejoice, I see your hand. What was your question?
Hey guys, it was less of
Hey.
a question and more kind of just thinking about the future of work because it's the space that I'm working in most, and just kind of thinking about the fact that employers already can't sort of identify with the skill sets that not only there. So basically, the language that if I was to suggest any language to edit, it would be the fact that we need to be as flexible as possible to respond to the workforce, whether that's focus on vocation 1 year, focus on digital transformation with AI and machine learning 1 year. So to just be as flexible as possible so that our students, even if they don't choose to go to college, can actually be employed. And I think that should shape the framework of a lot of things as far as from an academic standpoint. So I don't know what that looks like. Maybe if we're talking about the RPI, just the career readiness, having flexibility to respond to market demands for employment. That's what I would say.
Good point.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to comment. Rejoice. I know that we was talking about some graduation stuff back, and just came to mind because what she was saying. And I know we had opportunities to go to, I think it's called ACCA. Back in my day, we called it VOTEC. I'm old. But I was wondering, you can't require kids, I guess, to take things, but I was like, I remember when I was in high school, at some point, certain things were just on my schedule. And in case you fight to get it off, then it's not coming off. Like junior ROTC when I was in high school, most boys had it on their schedule. Like in case you had a parent or somebody to come move it, or you played football, they probably weren't gonna change. But I was just wondering, just speaking to what Virginia was saying, getting more kids enrolled in ACCA, just kind of is on your schedule, if that makes sense. I don't know if that's fair, but just something I was just thinking and I wanted to share because it was a great facility over there, ACCA.
It was.
They have so many, it's just tons of options. Even, being an adult, I'm sitting there like, okay, what else I wish I would have known this, because there are things you don't think about, we live in our heads. So getting our kids access to seeing what APS have, and the parents as well, knowing like these things exist and these pathways exist, that would be important. But I'm done. Okay.
No, that was good because when we did have the tour, we only have 46 students enrolled, and I was blown away by that because a lot of our students find themselves antsy. They want more hands-on things to do. They want to know how their classes connect to real world, and we have this whole ACCA program with only 46 students involved, and they get real life work there. They get real skills. They get certified in the business industry. Like you saw that they have a new partnership with Delta. So I think that would really suit a lot of our students based on what they say and how they respond. And, we'll cut down on something, the hall walking, because they would be more excited and engaged with something that they can walk away from. I just don't think that they know exactly everything that ACCA has to offer. And maybe our parents and the community aren't as well versed in ACCA either. It was quite impressive.
So ACCA is, like you guys said, pathways. So they offer pathways that we don't, right? So if a student wants to be an engineer or wants to have an engineering pathway, they take that here at Mays, or audio visual, or, ROTC, or audio visual tech, and Miss Somerville's pathway. That's the visual. Miss Barron. So any other pathways, Miss Cole, any other pathways that we have to offer, if they don't want to take any of those and they want to do, mechanic or vocabularies, the end of the day.
They got
Culinary arts.
culinary arts and
Yeah.
what was that they had with Delta? That was just mind blowing that they could learn how to work on the motors for the big planes and all that kind of stuff, and they can come out making X amount of money. I'm like, whoa, really? It was fascinating. Daycare,
Aviation mechanic.
childcare.
Yeah, aviation mechanic. Yeah.
Yeah, aviation
So-
mechanics. They have
Aviation mechanics,
childcare. Yeah.
So kids get all of those options when it's time for scheduling. So our counselors' jobs and ACCA, when they come over every year to meet with the kids, because you can't, I think you have to be a junior or a senior to go to ACCA. Maybe
Yeah, you have to be a junior.
Yeah. Then they talk about it and expose it to them and tell them about it. And then they can decide, which ones they want to do. Sometimes, a lot of times for a lot of our kids, they want to do AP or they want to do IB. And sometimes that can conflict, or they want to do the dual enrollment. So it's a lot of options, which I like because it's something for everybody. But that is something that we could probably do even a better job of, is making sure that they understand what the different pathways are. But a lot of times, if they have a plan, whatever their plan is for themselves is what we want to curtail the services to. Make sure we offer them what they want to do. But loud and clear, I hear you. Okay, kind of shifting back. I was trying to get into our SIP, but this other computer I have here is not pulling it up. If we want to add a goal around whole child, I'm for it. We just have to have what exactly we want to measure. So is it, something around mentorship? Is it something around our most at-risk kids? A percentage of those students, ensuring that they have mentors, or it may be a discipline goal, which would encompass that. But those are kind of some of the decisions that we can make as a unit. But it has to be something measurable that we can track, right, over the next 5 years. So if we want to do something again around whole child, what exactly do we want to track? Right now, our whole child is kind of set up around knowing who our most at-risk kids are, the students who have the most at-risk attendance, discipline, and grades, and ensuring that they have mentorship. And then we look at their data, throughout the year with our whole child mentors, looking at, hey, how's this kid doing in their classes? How's their discipline going? How their grades going? So we could set a goal around something like that. Or these are just ideas, but we have to have something that's measurable for whole child.
So we said whole child, it still kind of goes back to our 4 goals already, because we do monitor their ABCs. So, I mean, it's all encompassing. It's just maybe we will have, because we would still want to increase attendance under whole child.
Right. All of that's whole child.
So, attendance grades increasing. And so the only thing that I guess would be not measurable is the social emotional growth or whatnot, but the behavioral growth will be measurable, the attendance will be measurable, their grades are measurable. So I guess we could just make sure that everybody that is at risk on the list or has high amount of out of school suspension or whatever the case may be paired with a mentor, and make sure that we closely monitor them so that they fall off the list, so they're no longer at risk in 5 years, or if you enter the whole child team in a certain year, in 1 year you're off, or whatever case may be. So those kind of measurable goals,
Mr.
decrease.
Patrick. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Ms. Brown. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. No, you're fine.
No, I was just gonna say see if we could switch out. Let's do this. Um, let's. I was gonna try to see if we could pull up. Yeah, and pull up the whole child goal. But I'll look at it from my phone. I will table it, look at it from the phone, and then bring a couple samples of what that goal can be to our next meeting, and we can decide from there. That's okay with everybody.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll do some work around that and bring a couple of examples of what it could be. And then we can say yay or nay, totally wrong direction. We want to go in a different direction. We can decide as a unit. All right, next slide. All right. Strategic planning will help you fully. Okay. All right, good. No, go ahead, Ms. Kirkpatrick. Next. Do we have any other questions? Okay. Next slide. All right. Principal's report. Everybody knows it's our homecoming. Well, in case you didn't, a couple of things, right? If you didn't know, we lost one of our dear sweet students, Amari Oliver. Amari was a 11th grade student. Sweet baby lost her life through a tragic accident. I have not gotten any official communication on services from her parents as of yet, but as soon as I do, I will communicate it with the community. We shared the news. We got permission from our family to share the news with our school community, and they were okay with that. So we are tremendously remorseful that sweet baby girl has lost her life. This week is our homecoming. Homecoming game is tomorrow evening. It's at Lakewood Stadium. We play Maynard Jackson High School at 8 p.m. Despite, some of the bad news, I think the kids have been having fun this week. They've been dressed up, taking a lot of pictures, seen a lot of smiles throughout the week. We have a pep rally tomorrow, which we're looking forward to. And then we'll have the big game. We did have a dance planned, but our student voices, we're not buying any tickets. So as a result of that, I'm taking that as students say, hey, we don't really want to have that dance. So we will try again a little bit later with bringing all of the kids together. I do want to shout out our first two, and Mrs. Brown is here, our first two PBIS kind of reward systems that has really tracked perfect attendance for the month and then discipline goals. And so, Ms. Brown, I'll let you say how many kids did we have the first celebration and how many did we have this celebration and what's next in that regard?
So I'm super excited about this PBIS initiative, this big push, because our principal has been ever so helpful by going ahead and sitting us down and giving us the go ahead to plan for once a month. So once a month, students will be able to be celebrated and seen and have a good time if they meet the criteria. So the criteria include not being absent, and that means not missing more than 2 class periods in the window. So for this particular window coming up is October 6th through October 30th. Do not miss more than 2 class periods, and that's one check. The second check is to have no out-of-school suspensions. And then the third check off they will need to have is no more than 2 ISS days. So the first celebration, we had 300 so students. The second one, we had 500 students. So we hope that the students had a good time, and see now, because we're getting a lot of questions now. Hey, wait a minute. My teacher marked me absent. I was here. I need to go change that. We're getting questions like, well, I already got suspended. I can't come. No, that's not true. It's reset. So the students are really excited to have an opportunity to reset at each interval and have an opportunity to gain entrance into the next PBIS celebration. So the next PBIS celebration is on November 6th for 9th and 10th grade, and it is November 7th for 11th and 12th grade. So I have to give a shout out here to some of the people that make it possible, such as, let me see, what year? Do you know what year Mr. Mason graduated? Because his class gave us, contributed $3,000 last
84.
year. What year?
think someone
That's
said
94.
94. Okay,
94.
54. Good God Almighty Jesus. Okay, so 94, class of 94 graciously gave us a huge donation, $3,000. So we have been using that to feed the kids. We gave them hot dogs. The first one was tailgating. So we did everything decorating football affair and did hot dogs and chili and chips and drinks. And the kids had a blast dancing and playing ball. And then the second one, we had a fall festival, and the kids had chili cheese nachos and drinks. And this time they're doing karaoke. So they had a really good. And the 9th and 10th graders are dancing, and the teachers are dancing with them. We have our SROs, that's our police officers for the school system, coming in, and they're learning the students and interacting with the students in different ways. So I just really warmed my heart, and I felt really good because I hope that the culture will continue to build and be warm for these students, and they'll have a place that they want to come to and not want to miss the next celebration, November 6th through 7th. And I do believe we're doing movie night. So that'll be the next venture that we take. But it's a joint and team effort, and everyone is working diligently to make the school culture warmer and happier, and a place students don't want to miss. So thank you, Dr. Garner, for giving us that opportunity to, spend school funds and also go out into the community. So that's right. Erica Benoit, Erica Benoit also contributed to our first. She bought the food for all of the first one. She gave us $1,000 check. Okay. She contributed the balloon arch, the beautiful balloon arch the students took pictures with. So again, people see what we're trying to do, and they wanna help and donate. And it's just a blessing that we can give something to the students so they can feel seen.
Absolutely. And guess what that does? That it helps to increase that CCRPI attendance, and it helps to keep the discipline down. And that's exactly what that has been doing. So shout out to you, Ms. Brown, and the team for making that happen. This month is Hispanic Heritage Month. We just had our Hispanic Heritage celebration on yesterday. A lot of beautiful pictures. It was a great ceremony. You can find pictures on our X social media or on our Instagram page. StockX is a shoe brand company I had never heard of, but we got a call from the mayor's office. Brother Greg Clay reached out. StockX came here. They did some leadership mentoring with a few of our business students. They also refurbished 2 of our teacher lounges up on the junior and senior hallways, beautified those spaces with some fresh paint, some new furniture, new refrigerators, televisions for our teachers. I said the next thing we got to have are snacks for our teachers. I need ongoing snacks for my teachers when they need a break, when they want to take a break. They should be able to go and grab some fresh fruit or a bottle of water or something to snack on. So that's the next thing that we are working on with that. Next week is fall break for all students. So students will be out of school for that week, and will return the following week. Kids over in Germany, 10 kids over in Germany are doing well. Reached out to them, seen some great pictures. They will be back soon. I think sometime next week. So we're excited that they are having that opportunity and excited to get them back. A couple things that we're working on a trip to Mexico through Google for our kids coming up spring break. So more to come on that once that's solidified. Andrea Boone, Councilmember Andrea Boone, former Mayor Shirley Franklin are working on a college tour to North Carolina A&T. We're also taking a group of students back to visit the home of Dr. Mays in South Carolina.
Oh, nice.
That trip's coming up in November as well. So again, a lot of great things happening here at Mays High School. But our core work is teaching and learning every day, being in your classrooms and getting the education from our amazing teachers. I think that's all of the reporting that I want to do at this time. Next slide. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say excellent. I was just gonna ask, does anyone else have any announcements?
Yep.
Oh, Mr. Garner, can you go back? Sorry, I'm just trying to get my notes together here. The StockX came in and did the rehab to which teacher lounges?
On the ninth and I'm sorry, the 12th grade and the 11th grade halls, 11th to 12th grade.
Okay, thank you.
Gotta get ninth next. It's coming. Okay. Is this back over to you, Ms. Brown? Or is this okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I was just asking if no one else has any other announcements. We have reached the end of our agenda. Is there any additional business at this time? Okay, with no other business, may I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I make a motion, Frances Collins, to adjourn the meeting.
Thank you. May I have a second?
I second it, Pamela Bryant.
Thank you. All in favor, please raise your hand. Uh-oh. All opposed, please raise your hand. Any abstentions, please raise your hand. Okay, well, the meeting is adjourned at this time, 6:08 p.m. Thank you all.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
Thank you, good night.
Good night.